And I am live. If I can. I'm live right now. This is my first live stream in a while. And let's see here. Let's adjust this a bit. Yeah. This is my first live stream in a while. I'm going to talk about the wildfires that are. Yeah, there is a little connection problem. I'm going to keep going. Right now, there are some wildfires that are going on in California, and every year there are wildfires going on in California, and this particular wildfire is something of note. Oh, hello, Shelly. How are you? Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a while. Be sure to share this video with other people. But yeah, it's, the California wildfire. It's going on in Butte County, California. Butte County, it's in Northern California. In fact, I'm going to show you on Google Earth the approximate location of Butte County, California. Once I can get Google Earth fired up. Let's see, It's the county seat of Butte County, California is Oroville. And there is Oroville. There's Oroville, and Oroville is actually not that far away from Sacramento. Gonna scroll it up. There's Oroville, it's up, junk pile video, it's up. There's Oroville, California, and then Sacramento is actually nearby. Not that close, but there it is. Approximately close. Yo, bro, this is your show. Awesome. oh, Sacramento. Cool. Used to be around there. Awesome. There's Sacramento. Oroville is further north in California, not too far from Chico. You got Chico, California up here. Basically, you're up in the far north of California. Oops. I'm using Gumby as a tripod. Wow, this is a stream. This stream's gaining some. Those two towns are kind of. Yeah, they are kind of small, but that's sort of the approximate location of where Butte County, California is. You're sort of in the far north of California, but you're still within the Central Valley of California. You're not that far from Sacramento. Probably, well, sort of far, but not that far. Weed capital. I'm not gonna worry about. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the wildfires that are going on in California. And in order to understand the wildfires out in California, you have to understand, and this is a subject near and dear to my heart, you got to understand geography. You cannot understand the wildfires without understanding the geography. It's like, obviously, I've shown you where Butte County, California is. I'm also going to explain that in that area you have a lot of forests, you have you have a lot of dense forests in that area. And it's also important to understand the climate of that area. You have to understand that you have a relatively drier climate than other places in the United States of America. You also have to understand the Mediterranean nature of the rainfall patterns in California. I've mentioned this in other videos before. With the Mediterranean rainfall patterns, you have a situation where you have dry summers and you have wet winters. But when you have a situation now where it's like it's been dry for so long, oh, you forgot it's Humboldt County. Humboldt, yes. Humboldt, you're in the far northwest of California. You're up, towards where the redwood trees and the sequoia trees are. You not too far away from where Oregon is. But yeah, Butte County, California, you have to understand where it's located. You also have to understand the weather conditions that have been taking place. You have to understand you get a situation where it's been dry for a while. You've got a lot of dead vegetation, probably. Or if not, right now, nobody knows what started the fire. But right now, what is known is that over 100,000 acres of land, or about 400 square kilometers, you've got about 100,000 acres of land that has been destroyed. You have 23 people that have been killed because of the fire. You have a couple of firefighters that are injured, firefighters that have been injured. And one of the things that makes this fire particularly destructive is the role the weather conditions are playing. You have to consider one, a lot of low humidity, and because of the low humidity, obviously the area is like a tinderbox waiting to happen. Nobody knows what started the fire yet. Nobody knows yet. However, with all the you also have to understand with the low humidity, you got a lot of wind. And so with that wind, you've got those winds pushing in from the east, those dry winds pushing in from the east, and it's fueling that fire. It's getting bigger and it's moving faster. And because of the fact that the fire is moving so fast, this is causing another problem. A lot of people cannot evacuate quickly enough. And because of how hard it is to evacuate, because of how hard it is, you got people who are possibly getting killed that way. You got people who are getting killed because, they can't get out quick enough because the fire is spreading really fast because, lower humidity, the area is almost like a tinderbox. And right now, no one knows how the fire started, but to understand the wildfire, the first thing you need to do, learn about the geography of that area, learn about the weather conditions of that area. It is very important to, go look up, go learn about geography, go learn about what's going on with the area around that area. You know, because when you're dealing with drier than normal conditions, you're dealing with lower than average humidity, you're dealing with wind coming in, and something could spark a fire easily. And that's one of the biggest issues to understand about all of that. Northeast California has more wildfire than anywhere else in the world worldwide. Um, you got other parts of the West that are seeing wildfires. You got, there have been a lot of wildfires that have been taken place in Montana and Idaho, and there have been wildfires that have been taking place in other parts of the West. Man fires now. Arson, we don't know if this was an arson related fire, but this is what we do know. We do know that the fire is moving really fast. We do know that the fire is being fueled by the right kind of weather. My stream got interrupted again. Sorry about that. But I was about to wrap this up. You have to understand we've got the right weather conditions for all of this. You got just the general lay of the land. You cannot understand all of this without understanding the lay of the land. So there are going to be some people who are going to get really, really political about this. I would not look at, this is why it's important. This is why it's important to learn about the geography, because learning about the geography is very important for making certain local policies, for certain national policies, and especially for a country like the United States of America with so many different types of disasters that can happen. You go to Iowa, you got your big risk of tornadoes. You go to a place like California, wildfires. When I was in the California Conservation Corps in 1988, I learned that area and close off Nevada, close to the Nevada border from more. Oh, well, a lot of forests in that area, and then you also have the Mediterranean nature of the rainfall. So, you know, you get these dry summers, and then you have that risk for the wildfires. Remember, wildfires can also be sparked by lightning. So that's something to consider. Oh, yeah, lightning can cause a lot of wildfires. Right now, this particular wildfire, we don't know what caused it. And there's, there is a special funding from the federal government, and from what I've learned, there is, from what I've learned currently, the federal government's trying to cut that funding, which is not gonna be a good thing at all for California, because wildfires like this is where you need that funding. There are there special. Well, California is a special case. Wildfires can easily occur in that area. Wildfires have been occurring in that area for a long time. It's nothing new. And this is why state and federal funding are both important to make sure to keep those wildfires at bay. This is how geography is important for making policy decisions. You have to understand the lay of the land very well. You can't just wing it. You got to understand the lay of the land. And this is why learning geography is so important. I've only been to California once. I went out to the greater Los Angeles area, and the area, you had a lot of palm trees out there, but I could tell it was a lot I could tell it was a lot drier than normal, a lot drier than what I had lived in for a long time. But one of right now, the wildfires out there in like Butte County, California, are being fueled by you're being fueled by that wind and by low humidity. That city is built on a desert. A lot of people forget that about Los Angeles. A lot of people forget that the greater Los Angeles area extends into the desert. See, when you watch shows like Saved by the Bell and Baywatch, they don't show you they're not going to be very explicit. I haven't watched much of Baywatch, but I've watched a lot of Saved by the Bell. And when you get a lot of references to the beach, you get a lot of references to the ocean, you tend to forget that, well, the desert is literally in your backyard out in that part of California. So is Orange County and San Diego. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Orange County, San Diego, those areas are in the desert too. And a lot of people forget that the desert is not very far away. A lot of people forget that these are actually cities that don't get a lot of rainfall. A lot of people forget that because, people see palm trees, people see the ocean. What a lot of people don't show you are the desert areas. They don't show you that greater Los Angeles area has been building out into the desert. They've been building out into like further inland towards San Bernardino County, towards Riverside County. They don't show you that. They're not going to. Not always. But that's kind of the thing about California, and particularly this wildfire. A lot of people forget the state, many parts of California are drier than average. Many people forget that wildfires could be started by anything. When we do get the rain, the concrete cracks much easier because of lack of moisture. Oh yeah. One thing about and when California does get rain, a lot of people, some people might wonder why the floods. One thing about certain parts of California, the soil has gone so long without rain that it causes a problem. It can cause flash floods in some places because the soil has a hard time absorbing that water. And I'm going to wrap this video up. As I said, you must always understand geography. You must always understand the importance of geography in regards to this fire. And you must always understand why you must learn it, and why it's important so you can understand things like this wildfire. And that is all for this video. Till next time, this is the Geo Scholar. Be sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and tell other people about this channel. Till next time, Geo Scholar here. Oh yeah, I've been busy for a while. Pray for people. Yes, that's a good thing. Cheers, junk pile video. Till next time, this is the Geo Scholar.